I thought that Top Gun for the NES was the worst that anyone could do with that movie's license. But I was wrong. Top Gun for DOS is so fucking bad that it makes the NES version look like a classic for the ages. Oh, and Ocean made it. Does that surprise anyone? I don't think it should. So anyway, let's get into it. Top Gun for DOS. Even for 1987, these graphics aren't very good. The game's only full-color scene comes at the beginning, and it only lasts a half a second. The actual in-game screen does have some weak pastel-like colors for the displays, but the actual combat screen is black and white. Black and white? Seriously? This looks fucking awful! I can't even tell the ground from the sky. In fact, I have to look at the altimeter and the plane orientation pick to know whether I'm going up or down. Why couldn't they have added in some wireframe trees or mountains to help me get my bearings? Oh right, it's Ocean. They don't give a fuck. Worse yet, the enemy jet is a blue wireframe. Now to be fair, some games can pull off the wireframe look really well. This is not one of them though. These graphics are so embarrassing that they should have just made this game a text adventure. It would have looked better that way. Next comes the controls, and they are so confusing that it took me the longest time to figure them out. Actually, I'm still not sure I completely understand them. The right directional button makes you move up, and up makes you bank right and spin. Huh? Down and left don't do anything though. Return lets you fire your weapons and chaff, which is one of the few things that does make any sense. 7 on the keypad allows you to bank left and spin, while 8 allows you to do the same going right. Delete allows you to select between guns, missiles, and chaff. 9 or page up on the keypad makes you lose altitude. Yeah, because that makes complete sense. But page down doesn't do anything. To ascend, you can also hit 6 on the keypad. Oh, but this is my absolute favorite of these fucked up controls. You speed up by hitting minus on the keypad and slow down by hitting plus. What fucking sense does this make? Did a dyslexic chimpanzee make these controls? At this rate, they may as well just assign random buttons to every single function. Oh, and one more point about the controls. If you accidentally select the joystick option and you're playing with the keyboard, then your jet spins out of control forever and there's nothing you can do about it. I don't know. I give up. Switching to the subject of gameplay, there almost isn't any. You have a choice between fighting the computer and fighting another human player. And that's it. What's even more confusing, though, is that if you go up against the computer, you play as player 2. This game is so ass backwards. Anyway, when you start out against the computer, you're given 3 lives. Besides the one-on-one dogfights, though, there's nothing else. No other enemies, no other missions. And the controls are so fucking bad that it's hard as hell just to fly the plane, never mind engage the enemy. You could sit there for minutes, or even hours trying to figure out these controls. And if you ever do, you could be waiting there even longer for the enemy to ever show up. Then once he gets there, it's almost impossible to shake him off your tail. Furthermore, some parts of this game are really odd. For example, there's no apparent flight ceiling. I'm serious! You can fly the plane straight up forever. I got to 36,000 feet before I stopped. I'm not an aviation expert, but wouldn't the plane stall out before then? On the other hand, if you hit the page up button too much, the plane will descend too low and spin out of control. Considering how bad this game is, though, that's something of a blessing. Missile lock is odd, too. You have to wait for this bar to go all the way down before you can fire. However, if the computer deploys chaff, then the missile is useless. So it's better to stick to guns. The easiest way I found to attack was to just bank left and right repeatedly at the beginning of the fight. Then when the enemy jet is near, shoot the hell out of it with your guns. And this strategy almost always worked. So there went any challenge. When you take out the computer or get shot down yourself, the plane spins out of control. And it sounds like a World War I biplane going down. Speaking of sounds, I love this gunshot sound effect. Real intimidating, huh? After taking out the enemy jet, you just get into another dogfight. There's no medals or even a screen that says you win. Look up the word pointless in the dictionary and you'll find a picture of this game. There's only one song in this piece of shit. The good old Star-Spangled Banner, which plays over the start screen. And those English bastards at Ocean really fucked it up. Here, listen. Ugh. I would rather become a fucking communist than listen to this god-awful rendition ever again. Here's another bad thing about this music. If you hit the start button while the music is still playing, an annoying sound will bleed into the game. Listen to this. Pouring acid into your ear canal would be less excruciating. As I mentioned earlier, the NES version of Top Gun is really bad. Yet I would gladly take that game any day over this one. Even with the long waiting, even with the annoying refueling moments, even with the more aggravating landing sequences. I'd take them all over this worthless fucking hemorrhoid of a game. So in conclusion, they said in the Top Gun film that there's no points for second place. This game, though, can only wish it were in second place. Hell, this game couldn't get 20th place. It's just that bad. This is Film and Stuff signing off. Thanks for watching. I would rather become a fucking communist than listen to this god-awful rendition ever again.